What's going on, everybody? This is Matt, and today I wanted to talk about the difference between motivation and habit in language learning. And I think this is really something to just be very aware of, because habits are so important in terms of making progress. And in my opinion, it's a lot better to have a good habit than to rely purely on motivation when learning a language. So why is that? Well, the thing about it is that with motivation, it constantly wanes. There's going to be periods of time where we're just not motivated. And there's a lot of reasons why that might be the case. So for example, there'll be times where we just didn't get a good night's sleep and we're just a little bit tired. Maybe it was a long day at work. We're just not feeling it. There's been a lot of struggles in our life. And in those times where you have to purely rely on motivation, you're going to just not do it one day. And that's okay, but it's really easy to go down this slippery slope where you just kind of keep missing days of studying. And before you know it, it just becomes even more difficult and harder to get motivated to do language learning. And I think that this can be pretty tough, right? When you're constantly having to rely on motivation to make progress in learning a language. And this is great and all, especially at the beginning where we're really excited, we're making a lot of progress, and it doesn't even have to really be at the beginning. It could be any time where we're just, we have a lot of momentum. But inevitably there's going to be these times where we run into difficulties, we run into struggles where, things are just difficult. We run into a plateau with the language learning process. Things in life just get difficult and we just lose motivation slightly. And that's really where habits start to shine, right? Because you don't need to really rely on this external motivation factor that is really kind of just, it constantly moves up and down depending on what's happening in your life, depending on just a ton of other factors. Maybe it's something that you're studying actively and you're just having a hard time understanding it. And habits kind of are always there, right? Because we're doing that every single day or every week or whatever your study plan has set for yourself, right? So if you have a habit of studying languages every single morning, that's something that you can rely on every day, no matter what, right? There's going to be days that you're feeling it, you're feeling really good about it, and there's going to be days you don't feel about it. But regardless, you have that habit, you have that routine in there. And by having that routine and that habit that you're doing every day, you're going to be making progress no matter what's going on in your life, whatever external factor it is, whatever feeling you're feeling that day. So that's really the benefit of habits, right? If you have a habit with language learning, you have a routine, you have consistent progress with the language. And with that consistency, you also have safety. You have safety to stay motivated. You have safety that you're not going to just quit the language learning process. And you have safety that you're probably going to be consistently making progress over time. And that's really the big advantage with habits and routines. Now, with that being said, routines and habits can be a little bit boring at times, right? We need to always assess whether or not our habits or routines are helping us, right? Because it's very easy to get stuck in that routine and to not be making as much progress if we mix it up a little bit. Or if we need to assess maybe our routine is not that much and we need to expand it. We need to have more study time in or be studying and doing something differently. It's always important to do kind of analysis on whether or not our routine is working for us and whether it's helping us. And if it's not, we need to adjust. But with that being said, if you are on top of being consistent with a routine, with a habit, the benefits are just huge, especially when you're not relying on this external motivation from just feeling excited to learn a language. And the thing about it is, as I've said in many of my videos, learning a language is hard and it takes a long time, right? It takes a long time to be fluent or to get really competent in a language. And so, having consistency in a habit and that plan is just so much better than pure motivation. Because like I said, motivation wanes and the external factors in life can really throw you off. So have both, right? Have a routine and stay motivated. But really, I think that the key here is, are you just relying on when you're feeling it with learning a language? Maybe you would benefit if you pick up a consistent routine, whether that's just studying for 15 minutes in the morning, studying 30 minutes in the afternoon, whatever it is. Commit to a routine, commit to a habit with your language learning progress, and you might be surprised that you'll find a lot of results from that. So let me know what you think. Do you have a language learning routine? Leave a comment below, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.